I'm Diane Devani, broker owner of Pacific Ridge Realty.
And I'm John Cohen, president of Qualified Financial, your local mortgage broker.
And this is the Weekly Five.
And
Welcome.
welcome. And Diane, I think today I'm looking here. I think one of the things that you wanted to cover some of the biggest mistakes that sellers have when when listing their properties, right?
Yeah,
So,
and how to um, uh, have a competitive edge um, against other people that also have their homes on the market.
okay. So,
So the first thing, and this is kind of an interesting perspective, I have a personal opinion about area specialists. I mean, it's good to be an area specialist and know the area, like the city, and be able to talk about the schools and the shopping and the locations and things like that. But sometimes when I see an agent that, let's say, has three listings in one neighborhood, I might say to my prospective employer, who's the seller, um, what is that agent's motivation to sell your listing as opposed to the other two? I think that's really important when you're hiring an agent to have an agent that has only your best interests at heart and not um, the other homes, where it doesn't matter if they buy one of the three.
that makes sense.
That's just something that I add in on my own that don't come from the stuff that we read in our realtor magazines. But even in a great, strong seller's market like we have now, there's other costly mistakes that can be made. And the first, which we all know, is overpricing. It's really important to get an excellent value for your home, have an experienced agent come through, take a look at everything, and give you the expert advice as far as pricing goes. And then being flexible on showings. When agents have clients that they need to bring through, sometimes it's after work. It could be a little earlier on the weekend days because they need to start their day early. Maybe they're seeing a lot of properties. Again, being flexible about showings can make the difference between someone buying your home and not. So we all know it's sort of a pain at times to be selling your house, but it helps.
Can
Third,
I mention one thing you mentioned
yeah,
about overpricing?
yeah,
I think we shared this a few months back, but I actually saw something very recently where two properties on the same street. One was overpriced to begin with. The other one was below market, listed below market. The other one that was overpriced originally, there was a handful of pricing reductions, and
yeah.
it sat for God, I don't remember what it was, like a month. I think that was a number. But the house that was priced below market
Yeah.
was strategized to create a bidding war. It was on the same street, right in the cul-de-sac. I was watching in my neighborhood. I saw people walking. I could see them while I was sitting on my couch going past my house, walking past my house. I'm like, what's happening? Is it a graduation party? What's going on over there? So I went out with my wife, walked across around the street, and sure enough, there was a line. There must have been 50, 60 people out there waiting to get in. They couldn't even get in the property without signing something and waiting because they couldn't allow that many people in the home. It
Oh,
was a vacant
wow.
home too. It was,
Yeah.
the realtor was in there. They already had moved out.
Yeah.
And they ended up selling that above market, and they ended up selling it within a week.
Wow.
I think it
See,
was a week and a half. I forgot what the exact timeline, but it sold faster than the house that was sitting there that was overpriced that had to do price reductions.
right,
So
right,
strategize, work with somebody that's professional, knows how to price your home accordingly. And so
right.
that's my
Because
thought.
the first 2 weeks is so incredibly that's the most important period of time is the first 2 weeks.
It'll go stale. People wonder why that house is still on the market, and that's a problem.
Yeah,
So you don't
yeah,
want to be that guy. So
yeah,
follow the direction of your professional realtor. That's my suggestion.
yeah. And along with that, with following instruction or suggestions, I'll say, is the way your home presents itself, your home presentation. Sometimes it's great to have staging if necessary, where you might take a couple of pieces of furniture out and have some professional stuff brought in to make it look more like a model home. Decluttering is mandatory. There has to be decluttering. There has to be less furniture, less stuff out. that helps the home look bigger and more spacious. And taking all the personal effects or personal items down, family photos and things like that, because people want to imagine themselves in the house and not have all of your stuff around.
And I think also, because I'm looking at this thing too, the repairs, which reminds me of an open house that we did together not too long ago. Once the furniture's out of the house, every little defect shows up. And then you're really, anybody walking in you walk in, you already see it instantly. You don't think that anybody else that's about to spend 700 to $1.5 million not seeing the same stuff you are.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean, from a chirping, what's it called? The fire
Oh, the smoke detector.
smoke detectors to
It's
chip
true.
paints to cracks in the walls to these
It's
small
true.
little things make a huge difference. People want as turnkey of a property as possible in most cases.
Yeah,
Right.
you're exactly right.
So that's a huge thing. And every time anybody walks, if any buyers are out there, you're walking to open house, tell me you don't see these defects right away.
Yeah,
And if
and
they're
that reflects to the potential buyer, that can reflect how you've taken care of your property. If they see small things, they sometimes will suspect that there's big things that also haven't been taken care of.
and
So
if you didn't take care of them, you didn't spend a couple $1,000 taking care of this, or say $5,000 up front. Next thing you know, your house is that one that's just sitting there. You
yeah,
not even overpriced, but people aren't wanting to buy it because there's so many little defects going on. You didn't spend the $5,000 to do the repairs or whatever, hopefully less than that. And now you're having to reduce the price because it's been sitting on the market for 6 weeks.
yeah. Isn't that a good point? That's very,
Don't be that
very
guy
true.
either, right?
That's such a good point that you brought up. It's true. Small things that you may not want to spend money on in the beginning could
That
end up
would the
costing you
$5,000, yeah, can end up costing you
for sure,
$25,000
for
in
sure,
a reduction in your sales price.
for sure.
Don't be that guy. Be
Yeah,
look through
yeah,
your house, make sure you're taking care of these little odds and ends, the stuff that you want to ignore, don't ignore. So I
yeah,
think that's one of
yeah.
my things. And
Yeah,
then
and along that line, also uh, putting a tiny bit of money, amount of money out, the way the front yard looks, and put some landscaping in.
yeah,
Nothing, that's a big deal, but some flowers and some pretty, foliage. Paint the front door. That's always a huge, nice, welcoming point for the buyers to have when they walk up to the house. So, yeah, those are some ideas when listing your property. And as always, I would be happy to come be of any assistance that I can, no obligation whatsoever. I'm happy to, after 24 years, be able to give you my suggestions on things, and I'd be honored to have that conversation with you, list your home, represent you, and my phone number and contact information is in the post.
I got one more thing I want to add because of
Okay.
that open house that we did. How much does it cost to rent a power washer?
Uh-huh.
25, $50. But oh my God, you do the steps going up to your house if it's a condo, you do it on the
Oh,
outside of the property along
yeah.
all the paint outside,
Yeah.
as long as you're not taking off the paint along with it.
I wish
The,
they could see what you're talking about.
the
It's so true.
walkway, correct, the walkway going up, your balcony, all the eaves with all your spider webs and all that. I mean, you do that and your house will show so much better.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a little OCD and I very hypersensitive to seeing all these little flaws. As you could, my house is spick and span, but I once a year get a power washer and I power wash the outside of my house and my patio and everything, and it's my garage, and it's cost nothing, and it's so fun, and it's like therapy when you're doing it too.
It's true. Yeah.
So, but if
Yeah.
you're not doing it before you're selling your house, you're doing an injustice. Take your time, work with a professional, whether it's Diane or anybody, whoever it is. Hopefully, they can lead you in the right direction and making sure that you're not making these mistakes that a lot of people I see right now are doing. So,
Yeah.
that being said, thank you for sharing, Diane. It's been great.
Thank you.
And until next week, over and out. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.